So we can start now.
Can you guys see me? No, huh? Second. Oh, my camera, I don't know. Oh, 1 second, camera.
Now we on.
Okay, so my camera has some problem here.
Anyway, you can
I
continue
don't
with this.
Okay. Can I don't know what happened to my camera, so can we just go without camera for now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So maybe we can start, right? So can you guys see my screen?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let me know if you can see it now.
Once you leave and join again, yes, now we can see.
So I think what we're going to do next now is we have two case study that we will share with you, and I think what we want to do is using the things that actually we have learned through in terms of our when to use AI, when not to use AI, as the guiding principles and things that we have used. I think we wanted to what we want is people to read the case study. It's interesting that the case study number one actually talks about the legal system that you guys, one of you guys gave an example around the legal system. When is AI to be used in the legal system or not, in what scenarios and judge and things like that. So it's great that you guys actually talked about it. And this case study talks about where and how AI worked and where actually AI failed. And then what it has is certain questions that I want that group to go through it and and answer those, prepare for those questions. So the way we're going to do is take maybe 30, 40 minutes to understand the case study, maybe spend 10, 15 minutes to understand the case study, spend another 15, 20 minutes to answer. Each case study has about 4 or 5 questions, and then use that time. And then I want each group to come back and actually spend another 20 minutes to speak to it. That's one. Um, and so that's, I think, I'll leave it to Nidhi and Shweta to distribute that case study. I think I sent it to them before the meeting. And then the second case study talks about something that you guys all talked about, is about using in the ER. Believe it or not, the second case study is more around how AI being used in ER situation, emergency situation, and where it worked, where it didn't work, and I think the ethical, and then the question comes is around most of the things that we learn around the biases, the ethical dilemma, and who's responsible for those things. So same thing, maybe we'll divide into two groups. One group will take one case study and spend 30, 40 minutes. The other group will basically do the same thing, and then they will present it. That's how I think we were thinking of getting through. Any questions, people online, offline?
So we have circulated these case studies among our WhatsApp groups for the online and offline participants. What we'll do at our end is that offline we'll create groups and online we'll be creating breakout sessions. So online participants, this goes out to you. You will be assigned breakout sessions. So please accept that once you receive the invite for that and discuss among yourselves. We will assign, we'll also come in and assign which case studies for which breakout room. And then you can start working on that. Like sir has described previously, please go through the scenario entirely. Then there are a couple of questions that sir has given. So your presentation after the discussion has to be basis on those four pointers or four questions that are there. If anybody has any questions with regards to how this will go about, please let us know.
Yeah. And I think in terms of coming back, I think probably let's focus on the, don't focus on preparing the PowerPoints and things like that, but at least have the lecture ready. You can use PowerPoint if you choose to, you can use a Word document, you can take notes manually, write it down, but somebody you need to appoint in a group or to speak to it. The more important thing is that you can brief the group with what the case study is and actually answer each of the questions and why, right? So that probably is the focus, not too much attention on preparing the PowerPoints and things like that, right? So, I mean, if you can prepare PowerPoint, nothing like that, but I think focus is on the outcome than anything else.
Great, great. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. We'll be also seeing you tomorrow again, same time.
Yes, sure. Excellent. With that, probably I'll catch up some sleep. It's 2 o'clock here. So, okay.
So, sincere
Nice
apologies.
meeting you all. Come again?
Sincere apologies for the time.
Oh, no worries, no worries, no worries, no worries, no worries at all. So no problem there.
Okay.
But thank you for the participation as well. Of course, it makes more and the better interaction we have, better fun we have together. So I'm looking forward to see you tomorrow then. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Sure, sir.
Bye.
Dr. Kailash, weren't you assigned
Any breakout room? Kunal,
Yes, ma'am.
Harish,
were you assigned any breakout room?
What, ma'am? I am not getting.
We had shared an invite to join a breakout room. Were you assigned that, or we'll share the invite again?
Ma'am, share again.
Dr. Suresh,
Harish,
Kunal,
Kunal,
Suhasini, Kunal.
please respond. Okay, I think one of them. Yeah. Yeah.
We have reassigned the breakout rooms. Are you able to receive the invite now?
Dr. Kailash. Yes, sorry. Dr. Suresh, Harish, Suhasini, please respond.
Yes, the breakout session invite has been sent to everybody now. They should be able to join. Dr. Suresh, Harish, and Suhasini, we are awaiting Online participants, we are resuming the session now. Please turn on your videos and audios. We'll call upon you group wise.
Offline start करो.
Okay. So group one, are you ready with your response? The group that had the case study on the Sentinel system.
Jayraj, sir.
Dr. Kailash was there in the group one. Jairaj was there.
Please respond.
They can hear us.
Then please respond.
Group two, if you want to come in now, we were reviewing and you guys were quite active. So do you want to start with your presentation?
Why you're there?
I think Shilpa ma'am.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. So how would you want us to present? Should I share the screen?
Also, initially, if you could give a introduction of the entire group and yourself, and what domain are you coming from, would be good for us to interact with everybody.
So I'm Shilpa and I'm working with Niti Aayog, and I'm here to grasp more knowledge into Gen AI and how I can use it in my work more.
Great. Who are the other members from your group?
Hi, my
Mm.
name is Yogeshwaran. So I'm working with Tata Communications Limited. So as an enterprise architect. So already I'm doing my a master's in AAML. Right now I'm in second year. So more interested towards ethical, trustworthy, fairness. So that's my area of interest. So that is the reason for attending this
Great. Awesome.
classes. Okay, thank you.
So myself Parvati.
Hi, Bharati.
Hi. So I'm from Ajmer, as I'm working as an assistant professor in Ajmer, and currently pursuing my PhD.
Great.
We hope
Group two participants, who else were there? Apart from Shilpa, Yogeshwar, and Parvati, we've heard from them.
Satyendra was there, but he is not able to talk. So during our discussion also, I'm not sure that he's listening. Or else,
Whoever among us.
yeah, we have
among you
put down all the points. Shilpa, she consolidated. She's having that, Word document. Shilpa, if you want to go ahead and share your screen.
Yeah, sure. I'll just share. So we have written some key points under consideration. So Yogeshwaran sir, if you would like to take
No,
the
you
lead
carry
and elaborate.
you carry on, madam. I'm in office.
Okay, so
Yeah,
the first
please.
question pertaining to identifying the dilemma. So yeah, it is the ethical dilemma that is being faced is there may be some denial of treatment for the low income individuals whose cases may actually go undetected as being low risk scores as per the algorithm which is designed. So it is kind of putting people already people those people who belong to high income and displaying the symptoms as high risk individuals. So the other segment which is of low income despite displaying the same symptoms is at a disadvantage. So this creates a dilemma for the for the junior data scientist who actually highlights the problem to the Health Inc. management. And accordingly, we have identified the 3 key stakeholders here. So the management and their interest includes successfully rolling out the product, which they are boasting as a huge improvement as to the current existing system. So which is going to improve the business substantially, but at the same time it is the responsibility to that the system, the new system being implemented is non-discriminatory and displays principles of fairness and justice socially. So that's the foremost. And similarly for junior data scientist also, he needs to have a professional a standard of data ethics, and the rollout that the rollout of the software is also on a front where all the intricacies pertaining to data and the information provided is actually captured precisely. So, in addition to providing actual data, the algorithm should be able to actually reflect of what is being fed into the system. So that's the part of that's primary responsibility part. Then from the patient's part, they are seeking some prompt medical attention based on the risk scores that are being identified, and they kind of place trust on the system that the new systems being rolled out will be much more advanced, and they will be better able to detect the warning system that is being created here will be able to better detect and manage their health. Yeah. So, I mean, I would just like to share an interesting case that I just read yesterday on the basis of this, that how this ethical dilemma might actually prevail. So, somebody had shared their experience related to Apple Watch. Somebody in an aircraft actually faced a heart attack, and none of the Apple Watch or the basic parameters being mentioned over there showed any signs. So that's, I think, again, the ethical dilemma coming into picture, that these gadgets and AI advancement, which is actually trying to boast of being able to capture the vitals and able to indicate the risk factors, are able to do that or not. So that's about the first question. Anything other team members would like to add?
No, Shilpa, we'll go to the second one.
Okay. So the second one was about analyzing the bias. There are primarily 2 kinds of bias we are identifying here. One is the way the algorithm is built. So there is an inherent bias there, where it is assigning a low risk score to the patients who are coming from low income neighborhoods. So the ideal system should have that fair assessment that low income or high income neighborhood need to be rebuilt, because it is leading to increasing inequality in terms of healthcare provision that will be given to them based on this assessment. Then second is there is also a historical bias which is being created due to the data being fed in terms of the spending that they're doing on their healthcare. So that spending is determined using the insurance coverage in that low income neighborhood, and again this low income is the real cause behind the low spending on the insurance coverage. So again, this is leading to rising inequality. That's about the second question. Then evaluating the manager's argument. So there were certain aspects to it. So I'll just move it to the next page. Yeah. So there are certain aspects to it which were being asked in the question. So we, first of all, we disagree with the manager's argument, since it is a biased decision which will impact the low income patients and further push them towards lower health care. So, utilitarianism perspective, if we look at on the broader aspect, it looks like that we'll be able to save more lives and improve outcomes for the majority of the population, which are in our high income neighborhood. But at the same time, when we look at it from the aspect of principles of justice and ethics, so there has to be a clear demarcation and distinction being drawn between low income neighborhoods categorization who are displaying the same symptoms vis-a-vis high income neighborhoods. Then, in terms of professional ethics, also the junior data scientist, there he's facing an inherent conflict between the professional duty to her employer and ethical obligation for the public good. And towards the last question of proposing a solution, so we identified a few actionables here, like short-term action plan would be to actually disallow the approval and rollout of the product. That will be the short-term mitigation strategy. It's better to not roll out anything which we know has some inherent bias and could bring out ethical and legal obligations for the firm. One. Then on a long-term aspect, we will have things like redesigning the algorithm as per ethics and following the standard compliance. And the system should be able to take care of the distinction between low and high neighborhoods, fairness, accountability, and it should be trustworthy. So that's from my side. Anybody else would like to add anything to this?
No, Shilpa, we are good. Yeah, thanks.
Parvati?
Great, great effort.
Well covered.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry.
Any question for us?
It's nicely done and it's reflecting the experience of the participants. Thanks, Shilpi, right?
Shilpa.
Yeah.
Shilpa.
So here are a few pointers from all of us listening here. So I'll begin with what came to my mind. I think you've very comprehensively covered the problem and gone to the core of it. One question that while you were discussing and explaining your solution, what do you think about? So our AI products now are actually are an outcome of the data that is being fed into them, right? So that is how the pipeline goes. So if you feed it with good data, you get a good AI product. And if health AI is actually going on to exacerbate, is going on to increase the bias from the healthcare perspective, that is because the socioeconomic data, the demographic data that it was being fed, that was faulty. So from that perspective, you shared that, Shilpa, you've been working at Niti Aayog and others also have been, they're coming in from great rich backgrounds. From that perspective, how do you think, how can the data at the core of it, how do you think that can be improved?
Yeah, adding to what Mehdi is saying. See, data, sometimes we are not able to collect data from, like, if we consider it as a representative, because data will be given by only few people who are covered in the that scope. So many a times that data, which is considered like a oil or the currency, gives you a wrong images about that particular sector. Like, for example, from where we will get the data, where the connectivity is proper, people are aware, and they are honest enough to give the actual information. So in that case, like, but it's so that then it's how we able to take
Madam, your voice is breaking. We are not able to hear you clearly. Still, it is not clear, ma'am. Sorry. I don't know. You can able to hear us or?
Did you get the gist of our question? We're just saying from a data standpoint, how do you think we can find a long-term solution to the problem of the AI systems not being representative? That is our a
Point.
discussion point.
Okay,
Like
understood. Understood. Yeah. Let me take that question. So the data could be, if it is biased, for example, the data could be, primary, one data might have, one class of people, minority, that is a minority, or other side will be the majority. Okay. If I feed minority alone, then the algorithm maybe works well, then it can able to produce fair results. But everything depends on the data what we feed. Okay, so that it should be balanced. Maybe there are some smart algorithm or synthetic data can be fed. Suppose if we don't have sufficient data available with us to balance in that scenario, we may have to go with this kind of algorithm to balance and make sure that the data is for example a lot of what you call duplicate entry, or sometime some values might be unrealistic. So those things to be validated and cleaned before we feed this data into the algorithm. So this is the way we can able to at least bring down whatever the predictions outcome. It should be fair, bring fairness and unbiased. That's what is my argument.
Anybody else from your team would like to
Yes,
corroborate?
actually,
Yes, please go ahead.
I want to add on this that in this particular case study, basically the association was faulty or biased, where we are giving the low score to low income people based upon their insurance spend. So I think that was the major issue, and that was initially a very unethical thing. We should share, or the company should treat everyone equal, irrespective how they are paying to that company. So I think that association was at very first place was faulty. If we can do that part very correctly or ethically, then our system might work properly.
Yeah, precisely, Parvati. I second what you are saying there. And I would just like to add to ma'am's point there that it's important to analyze the nuances or extremes in the data beforehand. So if that is done correctly, that will automatically get reflected in the algorithms being built. So I think that is that foremost step was felt to be missing in the case.
See, like in any research, we do first data cleaning, and then only we try to analyze. If the data is not properly conducted, like collected and entered, so we can't reach to the proper solution also. So
I
We
think this
got
is
your
where
point.
the role
Yep.
of
Data
social scientists
pre-processing
also
matters.
comes in.
Yeah, thank you.
We are hands-on, we are on the field collecting the data, and when we capture, right, when we capture the nuances, the diversity in socioeconomic, demographic, everything, so to say, that is when the AI systems will actually be equipped with much better data.
for the proposed solution, we can also add interdisciplinarity is required, not with the only technical minds, we should see the data and analyze. So,
Totally,
I think-
ma'am, because social justice emerges as one of the major implications out of this.
See, all people are talking about inclusivity and justice and fairness, but I don't know, like, I think people are looking at statistics. But those minds should be added in that, in the solution. Okay.
Great, great presentation by group
one
two.
more point, madam. Sorry.
Thank you, guys. Group one, where yes, yes, please.
I was thinking about explainable AI. Maybe the results we may have to do that, ensure that whatever the results which we are coming out, we can add one more kind of checkpoint to ensure that the prediction result is following the fairness and unbiased. Okay. So we miss that, maybe the long term solution we can add that one.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, madam. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
So it will be good if you add this in your document and then we'll take it up.
Yes.
Sure. Thanks.
Please finalize this Word document, and you can maybe prepare a PDF out of it and then mail it to us over.
Yes, here or
Sure, will
Zoom
do.
Or on the WhatsApp.
that will be great. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Group 2.
Next. Now you.
Group 1, get to hear from you. Okay. Okay, we're just doing one offline presentation now, and that will be speak and then we'll ask if you're audible to them.
Am I audible?
Online participants, can you hear the offline participants speaking? Hello.
Acha, okay.
So we all discussed, Vartika, Divya, Smriti, Sachin, and myself, Labisha. We all discussed the topic, and we are taking up the Sentinel system case study and the discussion point. So I will just start with the first discussion point, which is identifying ethical conflict. And we could come up with 3 ethical conflicts. One was efficiency versus justice in true sense. Second was organizational interest versus ethics of finding. And the third one is fact versus truth. So this is something that Cedric sir has elucidated, that fact and truth are 2 different things. And fact is what data might show, but truth is something that is yet to be discovered through multiple lenses. So we identify these challenges or the dilemmas. Now, analyzing the system bias. Over here, the case study says that the system is designed to use vast amounts of historical crime data, demographic information, and social media activity. So our first and foremost challenge is historical crime data. So we have seen that research has shown that earlier on in India, for example, British had denotified certain tribes and they had come up with Criminal Tribes Act and they would be policed more. So what does, and secondly, historical data might also treat homosexuality or different things which are now legal as criminal back in the day. So when we train data based on history, we'll have to keep these things in mind. And so prediction of crime hotspots, given that in India, there are 152 police officials per 1 lakh population, we personally agreed that AI can be of immense importance in terms of finding certain hotspots where crime is breeding and can actually help spot those regions. However, we have to see that the racial or the regional profiling is not done. And the second problem which this relates to is the black box problem. So firstly, the case study says that the company the city corps denied how they arrived at the decision. And they said that we can't put this out in public because of issues of privacy and all of that, that for security reasons, we can't talk about where are we getting the data from. So we don't agree with this stance. For example, when Google was asked that how is Donald Trump, when you type idiot, why is Donald Trump's picture coming up? So they had to give a very logical explanation of how they are using the data. So they talked about 200 indexes that they are referring to. So even if the security reasons are there, the company can't say that it is not on us. We can't, for security reasons, provide it. So we firmly agree that City Corp will have to solve the black box problem and be accountable to decision making. And proposing solutions, we personally believe that since it's the matter of national security as well as public welfare, indigenous models should be developed using recent data. So we would not be using historical data, but recent data, recent NCRB crime-related data. And I mean, we don't want to go ahead with, we can't say that crime and the victims are, it's not neutral. So we can't say that it's going to be 100% neutral. The vulnerable sections like women, they face more crime because of street lighting, etc. So we'll have to account for those points as well. We don't propose an absolutely neutral model, but one that actually protects or the vulnerable sections. And indigenous large language models can be made by public-private partnership, transparency in decision-making, avoiding the black box issue, training police to use discretion critically and not use AI blindly. And in India, this is the last point that I'm making, in India, we talk about
due process of law instead of procedures established by law, which essentially means that we, again, the fact versus truth debate that we are having. So we vouch for natural justice, and that is only possible when the judge can, um, instead of like over relying on algorithmic recommendations, can actually see the case in its totality. So while it can help policing, the judgment part should be something that we personally believe that instead of risk scores, etc., we should like the way it's going on right now should happen that way.
Yes. Group member? Had.
Good presentation by the offline group here, participants here as well. Online participants, if you have any questions for them. This is supposed to be a group exercise, so anybody wants to come in and give in their thoughts on the points that they have brought up. We're also still awaiting group 1 participants to come back to us with their response. Participants, please remember these assignments are graded and the final score as well as the certification will depend on the same. Can I see the participant panel? I'll call out the names. Jairaj. So
Jairaj, Krunal,
Dr. Suresh was there.
Professor Nagakishore.
Yes, Professor Nagakishore, you were typing at that point. I remember.
Type kar diya usme? Yes, we write that. We're waiting for the group 1.
Group 1, we are waiting. Please write something in the chat box.
Voice breaking. Sure. Okay, anything? Anybody? Kriti?
Share as group 1 is a preferred learning should share as an assignment.
We are waiting. They are not responding.
Okay, I think we are already running into the end of this session's time. So group 1, last call for you would be to share your solution on the group. And if we don't receive that, then we will assume that you haven't taken the assignment. Moving forward, anybody of the online participants would like to, come on audio, video, share small feedback, how the program has been going on for them so far, what they liked, what would they want to hear more about. So today's day 3 and we are half into the day 3. So the session is almost towards its half now. So anybody would like to come in, give in any comments about the program so far? Okay. Seeing that nobody wants to come in at this point, we'll break for today's lunch. We'll be reconvening at 1:15. We'll be reconvening at 1:15. So that is 30 minutes away from now. Please have a. So the next session is going to be by Professor Vijay Lakshmi, who is an expert in cybersecurity, and her session is titled "Understanding Bias in AI-Driven Knowledge Discovery." So Nitin sir gave us a broad idea about what are the trust issues and how bias assumes a major role in that. And Professor Vijay Lakshmi will actually build upon that and tell us how AI-driven knowledge discovery, how different AI use cases we see bias in them, and how that can be mitigated. What are the strategies to mitigate the same? So stay tuned for the same. For this half an hour, you can log out and then re-log in or stay online as you wish. The session will be taken physically by ma'am. Great. Thank you, participants.